Hey there! Welcome or welcome back if this is not your first time. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you probably already know, or maybe you don't, we have a newborn kid. Yay! Okay, so our nanny gave birth to this beautiful, active newborn, and we've had some parenting, or you might say co parenting struggles. This video is about one of them. To follow along on our journey, check out previous videos on how this goat was born and our initial struggle. Quick fun fact, two terms we use for humans that we also use for goats are nanny and kid. Nannies are female goats and kids are, of course, the young goats. So we were constantly puzzled by how little this goat was eating. Our newborn goat would suck breast milk for only a few seconds at a time and would often wonder if he was getting enough food. Here, the kid was only a day old and it was totally reliant on breast milk. Kids typically don't start eating anything else aside breast milk until about 3 to 4 weeks. So, if it's breastfeeding inconsistently, then food intake is low and it's a kid, right? How would it survive? This was a major concern. Well, we, your victors, have overcome this concern, and I'm here to share with you certain factors that helped us gain comfort around this issue. And in case you were wondering, the kid was only a day old here. So, the first factor is that he was sleeping well. This newborn actually had a particularly interesting sleeping posture. Did I say interesting? More like scary. It will lay down as if it was gone. So, yeah, make sure it's sleeping well. And even when it sleeps, you want to make sure it's breathing well. Newborns usually breathe like they're quaking. If you take a close look, you'll notice you can literally see the quaking. So, you want to check for that. Aside sleeping, the second thing is definitely make sure they are breathing well. The third thing is that it needs an attentive mother. So its mom needs to stay attending to it, attending to its needs. We try to watch this newborn as much as possible, but of course, the mom, the nanny provides first line care to the newborn. It needs a mom to care for and support it in ways that you cannot. It's the kindred spirit thing, I guess. There were times when we felt like the mom was signaling for the kid to come and breastfeed, like you probably noticed in this clip. The mom plays a fundamental role in the life of her child. She plays with it, helps interact with it, and it starts to develop critical survival skills. We noticed several interactions between this mom and the kid that just gave us confidence about how it was developing. Just seeing the interaction together gave us comfort and helped boost our confidence in the fact that she was getting the support. It's a female kid, so hence the she, or we use it sometimes. But these interactions just gave us the confidence that the female kid was getting the support she needed. She was playing with her mother a number of times, and even as they play, she developed more strength, more skills. She was moving more. So it's hard to describe these interactions or engagements in layman terms, but I think these are pretty fundamental to how your newborn kid develops. And if you see this happening, if you see these games or play and interactions happening, It just shows you that, your newborn kid is doing fine. There's nothing to worry about. She's getting the much needed support from her mother. So I guess the idea here is to keep your newborn kid close, but keep its mother even closer because she plays a rudimentary and very much fundamental role in the growth and development of her kid. So I'm keeping a distance to avoid disrupting this interaction as much as possible. But I really, really wanted you to see how much interaction, in fact, this is only a glimpse into how much interaction goes on between this doe and her newborn. It's rigorous, it's intense, it's a lot, and it happens frequently. And you can see how much response she's getting from the newborn kid. So, yeah, this was one major occurrence that kept us, comforted and comfortable with the little amount of food she was eating at a time. All right. So, number four thing is it was staying warm, right? This newborn would always hide behind something, get into storage, just be out of sight when she's not active, because she wanted to keep warm. You know, having been in the womb for several months, about 5 months, she was self regulating and trying to adjust to being out in the world. So it was important to keep herself warm as much as possible. So I think this self discipline, I'd say, to stay warm was good. I've heard that cold ears or cold body can indicate that a newborn kid is not feeding well or could be getting dehydrated. So just keeping warm, keeping the right temperature at all times was a good sign. So the fifth thing is that it was showing a lot of normal behavior. So normal goat behavior. She was making normal goat sounds, so bleating for attention, bleating to look for mama, bleating to nurse, when she's hungry. That's a big positive sign. So even if it wasn't as frequent or she wasn't eating as much, she was calling for attention. She was, you know, moving around, moving those legs, moving her body, trying to get attention, trying to get food when she needs it. So this bleating, moving around, finding her mother are all signs of normal behavior. So there was really no abnormality to be worried about. And yes, this was definitely the fifth thing that gave us comfort. She was behaving normally. There was really no cause for alarm. Keep that motherly instinct showing up here as well. Number six, pooping and peeing. Healthy goats should pass stool and urine. Smaller quantities, but still they should. When they're breastfeeding alone, they pass out yellow mushy poop. But as they grow older and begin to vary their diet, they begin to pass out small stool, which then increases in size as they go on. So if they're pooping and peeing as described, then they're probably eating okay. Number 7 is visible growth and weight gain. If your newborn is steadily gaining weight, or you can see visible signs of growth, stronger legs, stronger core, you can see those tails becoming more conspicuous. She's moving around. She's being a lot more steady on her forelegs. She's jumping. You can see visible growth. Some people will go as far as getting her on a scale, getting their newborn on a scale to weigh them regularly just to track their progress. We did not do that because it was clear that our newborn was growing steadily. She was doing things she wasn't doing before, climbing higher heights and jumping even more. Flying at some point, I dare say. But yeah, there were signs of visible growth. We could see that she was bulking up at her core, and this gave us comfort. Just knowing that she was growing, her development wasn't stunted or stagnant in any way. Okay, so feel free to weigh your newborn, to track progress, or just visually check for signs of visible growth to track its progress. Number 8, it's active and alert. A healthy kid will be active, curious, and alert. If it's walking around and seeming very much interested in its environment, that's a very good sign. If there was anything we had doubts about, it was definitely not the amount of alertness and activity that came with this kid. Do you see this 4-day old kid running around, jumping, trying to eat at only 4 days old? No doubt, this kid brought the activity, brought energy, and the farm definitely shook. So, with this level of activity and energy, it was easier to feel less concerned about how much food she was eating. Finally, last but not least, you want to see that your newborn kid is hitting key development milestones as it advances in age. In the next video, we'll share some of the developments we're seeing. Do look out for that video. Don't forget to like, share this video, leave us a comment, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.